everybody, and welcome back. This is part 2 of our US self-propelled 155mm gun, the M40 build, 1/35 scale by Tamiya. And yes, it's part 2. If you're coming and seeing this for the first time, recommend you jump on the playlist and skip back to 1, see it from the beginning, or go back to the actual review and box opening and check it out if you want to buy this and give this a go, which so far I recommend. Okay, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notifications bell so you get notified as the videos get uploaded and released. And at the end, if you like it, give us a thumbs up, and if you've got any comments, you're welcome to put them below. All right, so in the previous part 1, we've got parts of the hull done, including we put the fenders on, and we're working on the, what do they call them, the bulkheads. So we attached the bulkheads. I'll bring that across, so there it is there. Take that off now. So we put this section on here, which is the engine cover, and we put this piece on down here. So they're all glued in. Now, also in step 5, we're moving on to the next part of step 5, which includes putting in these, which are like some boxes, metal boxes. And they, by the looks of it, it's a little bit tricky to see, but yeah, it's funny. There's all that detail. Look at all the detail on those, and yet this has to go on top of it. That's going to go on top and cover all that detail, which is strange. Yeah. Anyway, that's what it says to do. Also, we have photo etch to do in this. So on top of that, there's a photo etch grill. You might be able to see it there. It's piece number 4. And then there's the 5 and 6 pieces, which go into the 2 on top of there and there. So I'll be taking those off in a second. I just want to check that. It just does seem strange that, you know, all that detail on that piece is completely covered by this on here. It's not like this is optional or anything. And it doesn't say don't glue it down. I'm just going to have a quick look ahead. And yeah, it does show it in place there. I think I'm doing it right. Yep. Okay. So I shall glue that in like that. I suppose. Yeah. The only thing I can tell is that there's a right way and wrong way, and it looks like the, well, no, you can't do it the right or wrong way because it's exactly the same. So, yeah, unusual. All right, we'll put some glue on here and get this stuck down. Just got a bit there, a little bit along there. That's all it needs, and in it goes. There. That's it. Okay. No worries, we'll let that settle in spot. Put a couple of my weights. You would have seen them in the last video. Just use them to put a little weight on top of that. Let's press down properly. All right, photo etch. Just move that out of the way for a bit. Put this back on the glue. So, photo etch. I have a separate blade I use just for photo etch. it stays sharper that longer if that's all I'm using it for. So we need to take these off. Number 4 off first. It's 1. There's 2. That one there. 3. Didn't go through, did it? I'll try a bit more. Go. Okay. So there's one grill. At 5 and 6. Okay, I'm not going to get them mixed up because this has a separate little hole in number 6 there. You can see that. There's a little bit there, so I'll take these off. Go 1, 2. I'll also notice that this is not the usual brass photo etch. This is the steel photo etch, which is a lot tougher. And fortunately, none of it needs to be folded at all. That's a very good thing because I've struggled with kits in the past doing photo etch that's steel like this, and even though you anneal it, it doesn't seem to help. Yeah, it doesn't fold very easily. All right, so that's done. We'll just put these back in here so they're safe because we don't need them yet. All right. Now there's a little bit there that stayed on. I need to trim that off. There it is. I think we're good now. What I will do is run my file just along the edges there. So I've got some of the these are the icky sticky diamond files. I'll just grab one of these. And these are perfect for this. So you can just run your finger and see where it grabs. So I do it the length, like with the edge. Don't go across because you're likely to get it caught up and bent, and it can bend the piece. Just run along like that. Doesn't need much. That's it there. Done. And this top one here. That's it. This one here. I'm not even putting any pressure, just the weight of the file on there. It's done. So that one's good. Go. That's it. Just wanted to sit in place perfectly because usually the tolerances of photo etch are so small. If you get the slightest little bump in there, it may not sit in its place flat. It's done. Do this piece as well. There we go. Side there as well. Good. That's fine. Very good. All right. Now, let's have a look. Where do they go? Oh. Bring our piece over. You can see, so we've got the long one's going to go on this vent here. Looks like. Yep. We'll just do a test fit first. There. And I think that's all right, yeah. So it doesn't actually sit right in there, it sits sort of on top of the raised edges of the plastic. So that means I'm just going to have to be a little bit careful. There's also, oh no, that's fine. Yeah. Just going to have to be careful I get it positioned exactly where I want it. Make sure that's sitting flush. Yeah, it's a shame it's not just a little bit narrower, and it would sit right in the grill there perfectly and flush with the sides, but it doesn't. Okay. Yeah. After all that, that's exactly where it's going to have to go. What I'm going to use for this is some Mig Ultra Glue. There it is there. This is specifically for photo etch and clear parts. Really good stuff. I think there's a second bottle of it I've got. You can water it down so it lasts quite a long time. And what I do is I have a separate little container here with some in it, and it's watered down to whatever consistency you want. You put that on and that'll dry perfectly clear. No problem with that drying. Very clear, so it's good stuff. It's also slow setting as well, so you've got plenty of time to, like I just did then, maneuver parts around to get them in their correct place. I'm just going to do a quick check and see how well this goes on. So this is going to go in here. Let's see how well that fits. And that's fine because this has two little tabs. You can see them on the end. I don't know if you can make that out. No, probably not. That sit in there, and you can't go wrong with those ones. Yeah, they fit perfectly. All right, but this one's going to be a little bit trickier. It's going to take a little bit of maneuvering to get it exactly where we want it. But yeah. The other thing is, because this is really fine mesh, I don't want to get too much glue under there. Otherwise, when I paint it, the paint's going to paint on the glue surface and probably not sort of show the mesh like it should. So I'm going to get like a toothpick and I'll apply it really lightly around the edge and then drop it straight down on there. In fact, we'll do that. Let's do that. Okay, so I need a toothpick. Much all it is really, just go like this. See? Run a bit down there too. Like I said, this will dry clear, so it's not a problem. There we go. Now if I position that right, try and get this first go. There we go. think that's pretty much it. Let me just check from the other angle. Yep, I'm not going to touch that. That went on perfectly. And this will take a little bit longer to dry, like probably an hour before it's, you know, 90% dry. But really, it's a few hours for it to set completely. But that's okay, because we can go and glue these ones down now. Same way. Try and do this so you can see. Just a matter of putting the glue on the edges. That's enough. I'm going to have to do it this way. That's it. It's fine. One more. That's it. Put that one on. Done. Okay, so they'll dry on there. That'll dry clear, and we're all good. I'll tell you, and that in those little containers, that's been there for months. Like, and I just keep topping it up when I need to, or adding a little bit of water. Sometimes it tends to dry out and get a bit thick. But yeah, it's great stuff. Mig Ultra Glue. All right, so we can put that edge back, and now move this over, because that is the end of step 5. Circle that. Those pieces are done. Photo etch is on. Tick. Done. Over the page. Right, side panels, step 6. So we got 1, 2, 3 pieces, 4, 5. The first aid kit goes on there. There's a little spot for the first aid kit. Okay, I will go and get these pieces off and cleaned up, and we'll put them here. And then this will be dry enough to handle again, and we should be able to put those on pretty soon. Yeah, excellent. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so we're back with all our parts for step 6 here. Now, we've got one here. This is piece number 23. And it needs this, which is the first aid kit, to be mounted on it. And going by the instructions, we want to put that like that and mount this. Looks like it's going to go. Oh, there's 3 little mounting points, little holes. So that's going to mount pretty much right on there, like that. Now I haven't glued this together yet, the 2 halves of this, so I better do that first. Just grab my little pegs, do it. There we go. Grab our cement. Just touch it under there. Touch up there too, that will do. that'll go in position. So then it looks like we need to put maybe the sides on first, and then this. So this is the main front engine panel is going to go like that. Strange, well, upside down doesn't help, does it? But I've got a habit of doing that lately. I'll take my weights off, I don't need them on there anymore. Bring this over where you can see. Alright, so that's going to go on there. So we've got two little connection hole points there and there. Oh, there you go. That's where it's going to go. Just like that. Alright. You'll notice that photo etch is drying nicely. Now these, so if that's 23, this will be 35. We'll go around that way. So this is number 23. Gotcha. So this one will go over here. And somehow I'm going to attach on the side of here. There we go. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Seems to be quite a gap. I wonder if that's the way that's meant to be. It slides up higher, that's why. Okay. Alright, so it looks, yeah. Okay, so, sorry, I'm just doing all this for the first time. So this piece I want to attach first, and then the sides on. Yeah. Now there's a bit, it looks like this piece may be warped a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. So I may want to clamp that down. These ones might be a bit too strong. Let's try that. Oh no, they're too hard. I think. All right, I shall return. I've got some other clamps I can try on that. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've got some clamps on there. I haven't glued it yet, but they're just holding that in position perfectly. So that's all fine. So I'm going to just run some cement. Do it along this edge here first. Just lightly across there. That's it. And then I'll do across the front here. That's it. I'm just going to lift that up just for a second and have a look. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm just going to touch a little bit in under there too. That's fine. That's where those pins went through. That's it. And that looks good. This one tends to be sliding away a bit. Yep. All right, that's good. I'm going to leave that for a good half an hour. Make sure that sets properly before we come back and check the others. This little first aid kit should be right now. Take the peg off. So that'll be fine. In fact, we can put that on here and work around this. Okay, so it's only going to go on one. Can't put it on the wrong one, so that's good. Can't go upside down either, so that's good. I'll try and do it on camera where you can see. That is going to just simply, yeah, it's just going to sit in there. And the little locating ones are so small. You can't even tell when they're in the right spot. And it's hard for me to do on camera. Let me just do this. Okay, that's better. That's gonna go like that. Good. Well, I've got that. Where's my cement? Where is it? There it is. Touch a bit of that in there. Boom. There we go. On the other side. Hold that for 9 seconds. 9 seconds is an ongoing thing. I started saying that one of the guys said 6 seconds or something in his video. So I said 9 seconds for it to stick. Okay. It's looking good. Yeah, it's fine. All right. I shall be back. We'll just let that dry up properly before we attempt to put these two sides on. Okay, back shortly. Okay, we're back again, and it's all dried up quite good. These are ready to go on. So this is going to go here somehow. It's going to go, I think, like that. That looks right. Yep. That sits up in there nicely too. And our little first aid kit that we put on there sits just above the checker plate there. So that's a good fit. All right, that's good. So what I'll do is I'll run some Tamiya cement extra thin along the edge here. Although maybe I should put some other glue. So I'll use the Tamiya cement this time. We'll run that across there where it's going to sit. Also in this area here. Better put that because we don't want to spill. That's what I bought them for. Okay. Alright, just checking. Yeah. So that's going to go there. Run that along there. We need it here. I think that piece is it. Put some on there as well. Once that's holding in place, I'll be able to use the thin cement. Oh, don't want to get it on my fingers. Going in right. That's right. Yeah. There's glue. When glue's on there, it doesn't sort of click into place because of the glue, but that's fine. I will put a little bit of the extra thin along the bottom edge there. Just in there like that. That wick in there on this support here. That's fine. That's one side done. Make sure that's in there nice and right. Yep. Okay, I'll just do the other side and we'll come back, and I think, yeah, we can move on to step 7. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, there's both sides done. Nice fit. Put the lids back on. So now we go step 7, which is the differential cover, which should go on the front here somewhere. Should go in here. So we can put this aside for a moment. That there. So what do we need? We need the D sprue for, looks like everything's coming off the D sprue. So our D sprue. This. So there's our differential. Is this bulky piece on the end here? Number 96. Just checking. Yes. Yeah, that's number 96. Okay. This is really nice the way it's textured too. It goes through quite a beating on the front of the vehicle, I'm sure. So, all right, so we've got that. We need a couple. There's a few pieces that will need to go on these little slots here on that, and the sprocket or the gear parts there, 51. So there's 2 of them. There they are. There. That's those 2. So they'll come off. We'll just cut them off now. I'll be cleaning them up later. Yeah. So they're going to go on each end. Sort of like that. That sits on there nice. Yeah. And then there's another piece to go on the top of there. If I get that sprue bits off, and some pieces to go in there. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll get all the pieces off and clean them up, and we'll come back and put them all together. Back in a sec. Okay, so back again, and I'm just about to put these hooks on here. There's 2 hooks to go on either side of there. Just put one in position. Need to just touch that. That's fine. And then there's this one on that side like that. Just touch that. Let that wick through. Alright, and then beside them there's these 2 pieces. Even though they're the same part number, these are different. So I do have to make sure I put this one goes in that side. I need the tweezers for this because it's a bit small. Work out how that's going to go. You can see that. Boom, there you go. First shot. Glue that in while it's good. There it is. Alright, see if we get lucky with the other one. It's tiny. Put that one in there. No. And oh, be careful. Getting close to the edge of the bench. Move these back here. What I should be using is my blue tack. Fiddling around trying to pick it up. If I use my blue tack, put that there. There it is, ready to go. Done. Drop that into there. That's it. Good. That's on. Then there is, what's that? There's this piece here which goes across, looks like that. And make sure things aren't upside down. Right, that's the right way. That's going to go in there somehow. That looks like it. Yep. One. Some glue in there. Make sure those corners are good. That's that, and then we just got the two ends to put on. Which only go in one way. You ever find your fingers, you just get clumsier? I'm noticing that really badly lately. I'm blaming it on my glasses, but I think it's just what's the word you use for it? Dexterity. Yeah, just the fingers just don't want to work properly. Okay, that's it. Let's get you on. That. Might actually clamp that. Yeah, do the other side. See? Well, maybe the pieces really are just jumping off on their own. Maybe that's the problem. Here we go. Like this, that, around there. I'll clamp that as well. Okay, that's that. That is actually part 7 done. Just check the instructions and no, there's a couple more pieces I didn't see. D68 and D69, which go on here somehow. Rightio. I missed them completely. D68, D69. Okay, I see them there. They look almost identical, but they're not. Okay, so we'll get number 68 first. Just take that one off. 68. Very tiny piece. And it is going to go, let's have a look here, looking at this the right way. 68 goes from there to there. Got blue tack for this. And it will go, oh, careful, let's not drop things. I'm guessing that's how it goes. No, it's not the other way, it's the other way around. There's sort of a longer end. I think it's going to go like that. That really doesn't seem right. So I'm going to have a look at some other pictures. I'll be back in a second, see if that's going in correctly. Okay, so there were two little locating little holes where they go in on each side. They were just very tricky to line up, but I've stuck them in. So I had to do that off camera because it's quite fiddly, but they're in. Yeah, I looked at one of the color pictures on the where it shows them painted, and I could see the way they were fitted, so they're done. Okay, so I've got step 7 can be crossed off now, and it looks like we don't put that on the tank, so that's going to get put aside for a moment as we go on to work something else. So we'll pop that in there. So I'm going to move the camera for a moment. So 7 is done. That's the differential cover. And we're moving on now to the cupulars. Okay, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but anyway. So we need to do these. Quite a few pieces going on here. The glass windows that go in around there, I've decided I will leave those off until after they're painted. So these will be positioned on here, but they won't be glued down, so that when I paint everything, I can lift them off, put the glass in behind, and let's say masking up anything or using any of the masking fluid. All right, so there's a right and a left. We have to do them, so we'll do them separately. So let's get the C sprue off. We want to look at C33 and C31. Check them out, eh? Okay, we'll probably, there's a small part that's got to go on this somewhere. We'll keep that little bit blue tack there. Grab the C sprue. Yeah. And we want parts number 33. Here we go. It's 33. You can see the hatch there. Take them off. That one. we'll just do that one first. That'll be number 33. Yep, with C31. These are both C31s. 2. And then there's also one on the D sprue, D41. There's that. D41 is one of these. 2. Rightio. And let's have a look at. I'll clean them up now. We'll have a look where how those go together, and see if that's going to work out without having to put the plastic glass in there. All right, I'll be back in a sec after I clean these up. Okay, so there's this little piece here that just glues into the bottom there. There's a little notch for it to sit in. It sits like that, and then the whole thing just goes straight into there, and that's it. I don't know why that piece is under there, because you can't see it, although you might be able to see if you look through them, but not really. It's going to be black in there. There's no option like to have this open, but on the pictures and everything they are closed, so we'll glue that closed. Just put a bit of glue on there, just on that bit, on there, and we'll call that one done. That's the right hand one. I don't know if we need to keep them separate or not. They're identical, so I don't think it matters too much, but anyway, so that's done. We'll put that aside as well in our box. Now I'll just do the left hand one, which is exactly the same thing. So I'll just do that and then we'll come back, okay? Back in a sec. Okay, so just like the last one, except this is the right side, the left side. I put that together. I pop that in our little box of substructures, whatever. Yeah. And that's it. So number 7 is done and number 8 is done. Let's mark them off. I'm missing my pen. Back in a sec. There we go. So we can, or actually we can tick off number 6 as well, I think. Yeah, so 6 is done. Ticked. They're on. All that transmission or the differential, all the parts are on. Circle them all. Good. Done. Circle that. Tick. Number 8. Done. Circle all them. That's done. Oh no! Now the clear parts aren't done. I won't tick them off. All right. So because we have to come back to that. All right. Going over the page is, as I thought, we put them in place now. Now it's saying that we've got to note direction. Attaching differential cover. And these, well, let's do our left and right on here first. So the left one is the one that goes on my right. Just to confuse things. Get that out of the road. Alright, so is there any locating? There's a little hole there. I don't know what that's for. There must be the pin drop in that. Yeah. No. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there is a little pin there. There it is. So that one's going to go in like that. And, sorry, reach across the front. Sorry about that. And this one, There's the locating pin. Oh, it's up there. Let's see. It's going to go up in there like that. Looks good. Now, I won't glue those in. I almost did. No, I won't. I'm just going to sit them there because I want to spray them when we paint the tank and be able to take them out, because we've still got to put the clear plastic in there. So we can do that at the end. But for the moment, they can sit, well, that's how they're going to go in. I may have to label them, because it does seem to be that they kept them in order of the right and left one. So, yeah, they can be put the wrong way around, so I don't want to do that. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Under here, for this one, I'm going to put right. Okay, we'll put right under there. I won't use that. That's actually a paint. Here's our marker. We'll put R in there. And this one, we'll call this one the left. One's the left. Good. And we'll leave them in here until we're ready to paint. Now this part's got to go on. And going by this, I'm going to make sure that says note direction. So, let's see. I don't know whether it refers to these, which you couldn't make a mistake anyway because they have those locating points there. This is going to go something like that. Does that seem right? This. Oh, that's better. I guess that's right. Seems to be quite a gap there. I don't know why that is. It must have something to do with the way I've glued that in, possibly. But that's sitting properly. I think we're alright doing that. Put that back in there like that. That seems to be the way it goes. Just doesn't seem to sit flush up against there. I think that gap, maybe it's supposed to be there. Oh no, it does close. You put a bit of pressure there. But I shouldn't be doing that. Alright. The two little pins on the instructions are lining up on the top there. That's fine. And then that going into there. It seems like it should push back a little bit more. think it'll be fine once I put them. May have to use some super glue in there just to hold that. And yeah, you can see that gap there. I mean, it does close up with a bit of pressure, but I'm just wondering why it's sitting like that when everything else seems fine. It's definitely okay. That can't go in any further up there. Oh, I think we're okay. I'm just going to have to clamp this somehow. Yeah. So that that gap closes. No problem. Alright. I'll glue this and we'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've just used a bit of CA glue along that just to lock that in. And then some thin Tamiya everywhere else. Just holding that with a bit of pressure there. It's been a couple of minutes now. That should be fine. Everything's square, everything's flush. And it's looking good. Just quickly looking at the next step, which will be step 10, where we're doing the rollers. And we're putting them on the drive sprockets using poly caps and all sorts of good stuff. And the bogies we're going to start setting up. And we have to probably do a few of these. Make 4 and make 2. Make 6. Yeah. And there's some paint stuff there too. Obviously, XF85 is going to be the black rubber. But I've got some plans for that. Alright, I'll be back when this is dry and we'll get ready for step 10. Back in a sec. Okay, so this so far will go out of the way for the moment. We start on these rollers. So what we need is to make 4 of the A12A11s, which are these here. So if I just take that off, that's A12. And it goes to A11. A11. Sorry, I'm doing that on screen. There we go. So there's one of them, of which we got to make 4. And that will simply go like that. Okay, we need 4 like that. Now these XF85 is the rubber black that go on there to make the tires. So what my plan is for that is how I'm going to do that. Just put that like that, that like that. Okay. Really? Come on. There we go. So I'm just trying to figure out how to paint these with the black when the rest has to be painted the green. So what I'll do is I'm going to, like before, I'll take all the parts off for this. And I'm thinking, I thought there'd be more than that. No, only that many rollers. Okay. And there's the bogies. So I'll take enough of these off. I'm not gluing them just yet until I work out how I'm going to paint them. But I'll get them off for the 4 we need to make. And then B will be making 2 of these sprockets, which use a poly cap in between them. And they're fine. They'll be painted green like the rest of the tank. And then C is doing the bogies. We need 6 of them. There we go. 6 of those to be put together. So we got 4 2 and 6. And here they are. Well, here's all these parts. They're the return rollers and the bogies going on there together. There's an extra bit to go on there for a bit of detail. And they don't get glued on. Actually, they're separate wheels. They're not those wheels, are they? They're A18s to go on those. Let's quickly look over the page. Okay, so there they are. They're the A1s. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the 4 of them going on. Okay, I got that now. Okay. All right, you got that? Good. A little bit confusing. Okay. Right, let me get the parts off, clean them up. We'll come back, have a look before we put them together. Back in a sec. Okay, I've started getting the parts off here, and there's quite a few. There's 6 of these, and they've all got to be tidied up. And there's some more wheels here, so these are going to take me a bit of time. So I'll leave this all for part 3. Okay. So in part 3, we'll get these put together. We'll figure out how we're going to paint them. And I think we'll probably end up making a start on number 11, which will be the tracks. We've got to decide what we're going to do there too. All right. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up if you like this, and comment below. And I'll see you all in part 3. Okay. Thanks, guys. Cheers.